Hello humans, Cubic here, and do you remember Skrillex's quest for fire? I know it's been a while. I made this video about it. It was a sick album. It took the whole scene by storm. Everybody was talking, hey man, Skrillex is back. This shit is some quality forward-thinking bass music. Album of the year maybe? And you know what? I was all on board with that, all excited, thinking this was the end-all be-all of the year until, well, in comes Nitepunk, an artist from the country, Georgia, making some of the most forward-thinking, danceable bass music in the scene. And guess what? He just dropped his debut album, The Human LP. It's been years in the works, just like the Skrillex album. And you know, there's actually a big possibility that this album might actually, now I know this is crazy, but it might be better than Skrillex's Quest for Fire. I don't know yet, because this is just the beginning of the review and I haven't listened yet, but why don't you join me on this journey? Whether or not you know who Nitepunk is, just come along. I guarantee you're not gonna regret it. I'll see you in a second as we review The Human LP by Nitepunk. Hello humans, Cubic here with a very special album review. Probably one of the album reviews, aside from the Skrillex album, that I've been most looking forward to ever since I started doing YouTube, because I knew this shit was coming. Nitepunk at one point told me about an album happening just a couple months ago, last time I saw him in person, but before then I knew the dude was grinding on something big. It was a matter of time. He's just that type of artist. So without further ado, I'm so excited and proud to say that the Human LP, Nitepunk's debut album, is here. It's just dropped either today or yesterday, depends how quickly I edit this video. And yeah, I'm just so freaking excited. If you don't know who Nitepunk is, you're in for a real treat. I would say he's one of the best artists in the electronic music scene out there, and I would say a lot of his music transcends electronic music to an extent, a lot like Skrillex has over the years. I don't know, Nitepunk is quite the visionary, and he's one of the most creative, most driven people I know. And yeah, so I'm super proud to be here to fucking cover this album. I'm obviously gonna be biased because, and it's rare I ever flex shit like this or whatever, but this is something I've always been proud of, which is I'm a Nitepunk OG, okay? I know that's a little bit cringe, you know, people who are like, oh yeah, I knew this artist before everybody else. But he's one of the few where I don't know, I just don't care. I found Nitepunk back in the day at like, I don't know, he had like 1,000 or like 3,000 SoundCloud followers. He was mostly just putting out bootlegs. I think I found like one of his remixes of Kendrick Lamar back in the day. It was only like the 4th or 5th song on his whole SoundCloud page, and I heard it and I was like, this is the future. This dude has got something special, something like the Skrillexes of the world. Like, I keep comparing him to Skrillex because I truly think he's one of those artists, like it's like a rare generational artist who just comes out of the woodworks and has a beautiful mind and a ton of creativity, passion, drive, and he's, I don't know, I can hype Nitepunk up all day. I'm gonna let the music speak for itself here, but yeah, I've been following Nitepunk for years, since the beginning. Had the pleasure of getting to know him personally, which has been really cool and just extremely inspiring for the most part. Like, he just is one of the most inspiring people I know. I look up to him a lot, so this album means a lot to me personally, but also in terms of just, I've seen him go from nothing to where he's at now, which is literally making it onto Forbes. The dude made it onto Forbes today being the day before the album. And I also got the pleasure of seeing him live for the Human Experience. It was the album release party for this album in Atlanta. I literally flew, because I'm broke, I flew on standby on Frontier Airlines, which is one of the more, it's like the low income, cheap, like you don't get any of the bells and whistles flights. You're just trying to get to point A to point B as cheap as possible sort of airline. I literally got stuck in the airport for 2 2 entire days. I was broke. I had the worst fucking traveling experience I've ever had, but it was all fucking worth it because I got to make it to Atlanta. I first off got to meet one of my Discord mods, Duncan, who, by the way, you should check out our Discord server down below in the description. Beautiful community of music lovers. I'm sure we'll all be discussing this album after this video, but I got to meet my Discord mod and I got to see my boy Lasha, aka Nitepunk, and go to the album release party for this album. I'm gonna put some footage up on the screen. That show was one of the most amazing and unique experiences I've ever had because Nitepunk pre-recorded his set. Now, usually that's a bad thing. It started off, it's a show that was put on by Def. It was in this like underground, like it felt like an old subway station almost. I don't know, it was just this cool underground area in downtown Atlanta. There was like lit up escalators and you go down into the pit, basically. It was just this room and they had a boiler room set to start off. And I was thinking it was gonna be a boiler room set that Nitepunk was gonna play. No, they took out the CDJs. Nothing happened for a bit. Then there's these like sick elevator doors next to the escalator with Nitepunk being, his logo being projected on it. And then Nitepunk comes out of the doors and he has a mic, he has these sick lit up gloves, and there's no CDJs or anything. He just runs into the crowd and music starts playing. Basically, he comes in the crowd and just dances in the middle of a giant fucking crowd for an hour and a half to a pre-recorded set he made with all of his songs on the album, as well as just music that inspires him, everything from like Amanu to, I don't actually know what else, because again, I was lost in the moment. But it was amazing. I've never experienced such a personal show like that where you're literally in the crowd with the DJ. Just, it was literally, the whole crowd was a mosh pit basically for the entire time. Just pure raw human energy, human connection, dance and music and passion. It really felt like it exemplified the name of the album, Human, because it just was a very human experience of just a bunch of humans I never met other than Nitepunk and my buddy, who's my Discord mod, Duncan. Oh, also the It's Pizza Time guy was there too, which was awesome. Yes, so Indigo, Duncan, Nitepunk, we're all in the crowd. Aside from them, I don't know any of these people. We are all in one giant circle, just dancing, enjoying the music from an artist we all look up to and adore. And it was just truly a magical experience. I'll never forget it for my entire life. That felt like a once in a lifetime experience. If you ever get the chance to catch Nitepunk live, you should definitely do it. But that's enough of that. We're here for the album. I just wanted to share my experience because I truly think Nitepunk is a one-of-a-kind artist. He's just extremely unique in his vision. You see it from everything from his branding to his music to the way he holds himself in public, on social media, in person. Also just a very genuine guy who genuinely lives and breathes music and art. So anyways, before we get started, I want to read something to everybody. Personally, I think knowing the meaning or the context or the history behind an album or a song or an artist really helps me connect to it on an even deeper level. And I think it really just elevates the listening experience. So real quick, I want to read you a post that Nitepunk made about this album to give you guys some of the context of how this came to be, maybe a little bit into who Nitepunk is. So we start with, I say I'm proud and excited to put this album out, and I really fucking am, but man, this is extremely bittersweet. I've felt so much loss, so many missed birthdays or New Year's, so many sacrifices, so many close ones not being able to catch up. And the fucked up part is that there's not even any luxury to be angry or complain. For someone like me who's from far away and is consumed by music and art, I had to work 3 times as hard, break down my beliefs, views, tastes, and rebuild them up daily, endure all the shit that comes with immigration for years, just so I could simply do what I love and let that change reality for the better for me and for others. And so here's the thing, for those who don't know, Nitepunk is from a country called Georgia, not the state, but a country called Georgia. And I don't know all the history, but at least when he grew up, Georgia was in the midst of a war. There was bombings. It isn't the most stable place for a kid like Nitepunk to grow up in. So he's been through a lot, and obviously immigrating to a brand new country is pretty hard, and to do that all the while trying to build a music career in fucking New York, expensive ass city, I'm sure you can imagine the hardships he went through. It gives my life meaning to dedicate myself to the discovery of new ways in music, getting better at expressing and converting my time and energy on this earth into music itself. I know I've hurt my family and closest loved ones by not staying, and I'm truly sorry for that. I wish it was easier without any of that, but this is bigger than me and I can't help it. One thing I knew was I had to fucking push myself, always doubt my skills, work on records after double shifts of shitty jobs in Brooklyn, survive, but still deliver a single and everything with it to the label. And remember to always keep it fun no matter what for it to really count. And I'm proud of it. I'm still 15 when I make music. And that's a really beautiful little sentence right there, because I think that's what most musicians really strive to be, is to capture that childlike wonder that they felt when they listened to the artists that inspired them and put that into their music. Some records span over 6 years now. Even then, I tried to treat a record as if it was the last song I'd ever work on, which is another piece of, honestly, some wisdom right there. Treating every song like it's the last song you'll ever work on. That's how you make a memorable song with a lot of substance and care put into it. So that's what you get in this album. You can call it records or time capsules. You can dance or relate, or both. I know some of these records are out, but for me, it holds weight altogether. There's an excitement behind every sound and move, and I hope you will not skip a second. Oh, we don't skip here on this channel. I endure copyright abuse from big labels in order to make sure that I don't skip music on this channel and we can all listen fully. So I hope you appreciate that. That's something I will never stop doing unless my account gets banned, in which case then I'm fucked. But yeah, I hope you will not skip a second and really experience this world that's in the Human album. I'm really proud I never gave up, that I'm still here doing what I love, and that I have a full-ass motherfucking project to share with you now. I might have heard these records a bajillion times, but I still love them, and I hope you will too. Thanks for being with me and listening to my music. This closing chapter really feels like the true beginning. A little poetic there, honestly. This closing chapter. It's closing the chapter of the beginning of his career, and I think that's the beautiful part. I've known Nitepunk and followed his music for almost, I think, 5 years now at this point, maybe even longer. I don't fully remember, but I realized at the show that I went to, this is just the beginning. Like, it's like those overnight successes where from the outside looking in, you're like, oh damn, they just blew up, but it really was like 5-10 years in the making. It's like the same sort of thing. Like, Nitepunk's been around for a while, but he's just getting started, baby. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the Human LP. Now, me only being partially human, I hope I'll be able to relate to this album, but I'm fucking excited. Let's get into it. I want to make one prediction real quick, which is that every single song is going to be a banger. Now, part of that prediction is because I've seen the track list and I know most of these songs because a lot of them have been out for a while, or I've just heard them over the years, but there's still some new songs on here as well that I haven't heard, or at least I don't recognize off the name. But so far, seeing the track list, I know most of these songs are amazing. I definitely am keen to know what you guys think as we go through this Human journey together. So definitely comment down below your reactions, your opinions. Obviously keep it constructive if you have criticism. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with Grounded by Nitepunk. Again, I've heard this song. This is probably one of my favorite songs he's released in recent years. I love this song. Let's get started with Grounded. Beautiful intro. I always appreciate Nitepunk's use of vocals. Not enough bass artists infuse vocals with everything. I don't know who's singing this, but it's a vibe. I love how he stops on the beginning of each phrase. It's like a little chant. Getting a little tease of the drop there. Oh, this flow. Little vocal callback. God, it's just such a sick flow. Then we got that Reese. Ooh, what a sick break. Oh, I love that. Nitepunk does this a lot in his tunes. He'll just like pull you out for a second and then have a sick break, or not break, bridge. God, just the way the drum grooves with the vocals and then like the flow of the basses, it just all perfectly works in tandem. Oh shit. I love this atmospheric stuff. Really pulls you into a world. Really simple but effective build. Oh! Oh, some cool call response. Halftime action. Oh, sick FM bass. God, I love those cool Reeses. Some church organs. It sounds like it's kind of just been one main vocal loop throughout the whole song. Oh, there's that Reese. All right, that was so sick. It sounds like that last vocal phrase we got towards the end there was pretty much the same exact vocal phrase used throughout the whole song, but the way the beat is written underneath it, I don't know why, but it makes it feel like each verse is unique almost because of just, it's got like a different context each time, a different but familiar context, which I think is just a very clever way of producing, because I don't know, sometimes personally, and I'll see like with more amateur artists, you'll reuse like a vocal loop and it'll just feel too repetitive, and it's like, damn, how do some of these pros like get away with using the same vocal over and over? Well, it's just, I guess, the context you put it in and the way you switch up the beat underneath it. Aside from that, you know, we got some classic Nitepunk flows. For those of you not familiar with Nitepunk, I'd say one of the biggest things that sets him apart as a bass music artist, in my opinion, are his flows and his drums. His drums obviously are extremely danceable. They've got a lot of groove. I'm sure he puts a lot of time and effort into his drums. Him being a dancer himself, he started out as a dancer as a kid, and so he writes a lot of his music kind of from that perspective of being a dancer, wanting to be able to dance and flow to his music, which I think is an important thing for a lot of producers who, if that's your goal to make danceable music, not even if you're not a dancer, just playing your song and dancing to it in your room to make sure that it kind of translates. So obviously he's got a great grasp of that, but then the way he makes the basses work with his drums. Like a lot of bass music artists, you have your drums. For the most part, they'll be pretty simple, but even if they're not simple, a lot of artists kind of go with the safe decisions, which is like just quarter notes or just like simple call and response, which obviously that can work too. Look at Skrillex. But I think what makes Nitepunk so unique is the way he plays around with his basses. And yes, there's call and response throughout this, but it's a lot more intricate and subtle. It's a lot of just like boom, like there's a lot of cool syncopation. There's just, I don't know, he makes his groove so complex and interesting, yet also at the same time catchy and memorable, which is a pretty hard thing to balance in my opinion. So yeah, that was Grounded. That's been one of my favorites that he's put out in the past couple years. I've heard that song so much, it wasn't like anything crazy or mind-blowing to me because I've just heard it so much. It's just such a perfected song and I love it, although still to this day, I don't really know what the lyrics are. Next, we've got a song I'm actually not familiar with, and that is Hyperdust by Nitepunk. Sitting at 147, I'm assuming it might be some dubstep. Let's see. We got that classic Nitepunk world building, a lot of like sirens, cars. Kind of feels like you're running in the streets of like a grimy section of New York. Oh, love this flow. You can feel it in the bass line. It feels like he's teasing the drop here, just the groove of the drop. It's so stompy but swingy. Okay, what is this gonna be? This reminds me a lot of Ghetto Blaster by Nitepunk and Alert, so I'm thinking it's gonna be a flow like that. Oh, this feels so sick. Oh shit, here we go. Oh, this feels like Ghetto Blaster. Oh, that flow. I love how it's almost 150 BPM. You would expect dubstep, but it's instead like this, just such a unique flow. It almost feels like hard dance, but like at halftime. Oh, so stompy. Oh, okay. We got some like trap. Reminds me a lot of like Joyride, or even some of the old like Nightmare type trap. Just those metallic, resonant like. Oh, and the fucking snare. Do you guys hear that snare? Just accenting the flow with like really unique. See all of these subtle little snare fills. Such a master with the drums. Rave stabs fit in this perfectly. Oh, okay, so we got like an outro section. It doesn't have the super huge stompiness of the drop, but it has that FM bass in the build, and it had a more subtle version of the sub. Something to take note is the uniqueness of the arrangement in all of these. Oh man, you already got me having hydrate. Whew. All right, so that was Hyperdust. Honestly, curious about where the title comes from, because my vision of what Hyperdust would be did not meet that. That felt more like Hyperdrift, or I don't know, it felt really car, even though it was mainly just the car part in the beginning of the song. Just overall, it just felt like you're doing some like street racing in Tokyo or some shit. It was awesome nonetheless. The flow was so consistent throughout the whole song, like that just boom, 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 boom. That fucking groove was awesome. It just extremely unique shit, really pushing the boundaries of what is considered dubstep or bass music. It's kind of hard to classify this. I'd personally still consider this dubstep, but it feels like a weird fusion of like OG UK dubstep mixed with garage, mixed with like 2016 hybrid trap, as well as hard dance. Like, it's such an amalgamation of influences, it feels like. I don't know, just great song. Great song so far. Both of these songs have been marvelous. But yeah, that was Hyperdust. Definitely enjoyed that a lot. Like I said multiple times, reminded me a lot of Ghetto Blaster. Felt like a similar arrangement in terms of the build and the pre-drop fill and the flow, but like also different in its own way. I'm just really happy to see Nitepunk doing more interesting stuff like that within the like 140 range. All right, next we have I Know That You Know by Nitepunk featuring X and G. So let's get into it. Oh, these drums are so menacing, so stompy and sick. Oh, and this Reese that's just slowly like building up in the background. It's like pulling you in and out. Oh, I love these Nitepunk chords. Oh. I love the space on these vocals. Feels like old, like Prodigy style vocals, the way it's processed, but then it's so ethereal around them. So catchy. Oh, what the fuck? All these drums, the way they follow the vocals. What the fuck is happening? Oh, that flow is so sick. Is it something at a tempo or something at a tempo? Oh, we just get pulled right back in. I love how the vocal just keeps going out into space. Just keeps pitching up. Oh, that fill was awesome. Okay, we got like an extended verse. I do know. Oh, now it feels like jungle. Is this the same bass line but just without the drums? This feels like we're getting stems remixes. Oh, that fill, that little percussion fill. I think he was saying there's something at the tempo or something at the tempo. I don't know. I wish I knew, but regardless, that was awesome. Just really shows how good our boy Nitepunk is at building an atmosphere, building an environment within his music. All of these songs really pull you out of like reality and put you in like a really sick fucking punk world that just feels fueled by nitrous, Prodigy breaks, and fucking old rave vocals. It's just so sick. I don't really have anything else to say. I feel like you probably experienced it the same way I did. Just, it pulls you in. You don't even know what the vocals are saying sometimes, but they just feel so badass. And I don't know. That song was sexy. The bass line was sick. I really love all this experimentation at BPMs that aren't normally experimented at in terms of like these styles of drums and grooves. You know, it's happening around the 140 range. And I'm a big proponent of like neuro and drum and bass influences happening at slower BPMs. I just think it sounds really dope. I think, for instance, the Mantra remix that Nitepunk did for Noisia is a perfect example of like how well that can work if you know what you're doing. So yeah, that tune was awesome. Definitely one of my favorites. Honestly, I think my favorites so far are this and Hyperdust, surprisingly. I love Grounded, but I'm loving these even more, which is awesome, which means like all the new shit is just as cool, if not cooler, than the shit I already love Nitepunk for. So we're getting some sick improvements. Let's keep it going with MTV. I've heard this one a lot. This is like one of my all-time favorite songs to skateboard to. I don't know if that was the intention, like that was the vibe put into it, but you'll see, this song's awesome. Oh, that classic Nitepunk like vocal shout lead thing. The placement of them is really interesting. Whoa, the placement of the drums is gnarly. I can't tell if it's actually in 4/4 time. Oh, we're getting right into it. Oh, it's that like old school Nitepunk, like almost bro steppy sounds and flow mixed with just hella rave stabs. Oh, the fills are okay. It sounds almost like Jid or like Kendrick Lamar. Oh, or that one dude who plays the drums that I just forgot his name. Oh, we get that, the flow in the background. Oh, I thought that was gonna be the drop, but no, we're just building more tension. Oh, it's like the most subtle little sounds, but just the drum accents with the snare, the flow. Oh, the Reese pitching up the scale. Oh, really interesting bass line here. Oh, now we got more harmonics. God, I haven't listened to this song in a while, I just realized. See, we got those police sirens. We got that classic Nitepunk, almost guitar sounding lead. Oh, that bass is so fat. Nice. The fade out, really sick. That's something he's been doing like since the start. Like there's literally a fucking song he released, I think it was his Kendrick Lamar remix, where the coolest drop of the whole song sounded like some Moody Good type shit, was at the very end of the song, just faded out. And like you can even hear that in this one, not necessarily the coolest drop of the song, but it's like a fully produced section with like Reese fills and everything, but it's just faded out so quiet. It's like the attention to detail to, even though something's fading out, to maintain that energy and hype and quality and substance. I don't know, it's just a really small thing I noticed. You don't see that from a lot of artists. It just really shows the care and passion that Nitepunk puts into his music. Yeah, that was awesome. MTV, I don't know why, it felt like a little different than what I remember, but it might just be that I haven't heard the song in a while because I haven't skateboarded in like a year because I fucked up my knee, which sucks. But anyways, that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, I love that, especially when the vocals came in. Also, I remembered who I was thinking of, Anderson .Paak. So I don't know if he sampled either Anderson .Paak or Jid. I feel like it's not Kendrick. I don't know where those vocals came from though, but whatever they are, so badass. Especially in that one section where it feels like a breakdown. There's that new bass line where the keys, the notes just keep going higher, and then the harmonics get added. That was just such a beautiful bass line. I feel like these days it's not very often where like I specifically notice like a dope bass line. And throughout all these songs, aside from the ones where it's mostly just like dubstep style FM basses happening in the drop, but like the ones like this or like Hyperdust or I Know That You Know, you really notice how much is put into the bass line and just how flowy and catchy it is. Really cool shit. All right, next we got Flow by Nitepunk. This is another song I've heard a million times. I fucking love it, and I'm excited to go through it again, experience it with you. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please leave a like and comment down below what you're thinking of this. Not only does it help me just grow and supports me as a YouTuber, but the main purpose of this video, it spreads Nitepunk's music around. And if you're still here at this point, I'm assuming just like me, you're properly enjoying this fucking album, and you know, just like me, that this album deserves to be big. This deserves like Skrillex level attention, in my opinion, at least, in terms of how unique it is, how much care is put into it, and man is making a statement in the bass music scene really showing you how much love and passion and just uniqueness can be put into bass music, showing that there's still a lot more you can do. And it really kind of holds a mirror to at least my part of the scene in terms of like how stale it is comparatively. I usually defend things like there's tons of great underground music and stuff, but that it's just not a lot of stuff that hits quite the same as this music in terms of the combination of substance and effort, danceability, the amount of like little Easter eggs and samples, and the flows, and just like the boundary pushing, but still like it's unique and complex, but at the same time simple, catchy, and familiar. And the world building, like it's just, these are things I don't really get out of a lot of modern dubstep. And I don't want to like label this all as dubstep. It's obviously not dubstep, but it's adjacent enough to that realm that I think it's valid to make a few comparisons or to pull inspiration from it. All right, let's get into flow. Sorry for that little rant. Yeah, we got some garage, baby. Or I guess more breaks, UK breaks sort of thing. Oh, I'll turn it up, and I've been letting it go. I'm ready to feel the flow. Iconic lyrics. Oh God, all of these build-ups are just so simple, yet so just amazing at building tension and pulling you into like this different space in your brain. Oh, the call and response on this one. Oh God, the energy and the filtering throughout all these songs. There's so much quality filtering being done. Oh, that's my favorite drop. Oh, I've just got like a flashback to that Def show. Just being in the fucking pits. Just dancing with everyone. How did he manage to make like super like time warped whatever the fuck this is, a bass line or a what is even happening? It's just like a pulsing bad camera. Oh, we got a tempo change. Oh! God, I love how he uses snares. It's just more aggro. Ooh, that crescendo moment with there's like some melody right before it dropped. Now we just have like the distorted harmonics of a bass just in the background as like a feedback tension builder. God damn, I'm so sweaty. So that was flow. If you aren't feeling the flow, I don't know, you probably gotta go, because that was flowing. Holy shit, I love it. I've heard that song so much, but it felt like I was hearing it again for the first time. I don't know if it's like the way these have been mastered, or maybe it's just the context of the album. I'm just like, fuck yeah, I'm so excited. But beautiful. I love how the drop slowly gets like more and more aggressive, you know? I love how like the drop starts off with this just like flowing Reese. Even though it's 128 BPM, I don't know why, but it just feels so much faster and more like drum and bassy or like neuro than it really is. I mean, obviously it's the drums and like the Reeses and stuff, but it's just like the flows. There's just something about them that's so goddamn unique and just keeps you moving forward. But yeah, so it starts out with the Reese and then it switched to the boom with like the crazy FM basses. And then the second drop where it's kind of just playing with the FM basses, but then it just takes them a step further, just like more distortion and just aggression, raw aggression. So yeah, love flow. Honestly, not a single song I dislike. They're all pretty equally amazing, which again, I predicted this would be universally amazing of an album. Next, let's get started with Spider. Oh wait, no, my bad. Habstrakt and Nitepunk, Point. This is another one I've heard a lot. Obviously, Habstrakt and Nitepunk collab, pretty legendary, kind of makes sense. Let's get it started. Ah, such a good flow. Really sick motif, familiar, but then all the layering. Ah, just really introducing the flow of the song. I love how it all, there's a bunch of new leads and motifs added, but it all follows the oh, it's so hype. Love these fills. Perfect time to take out the drums there. Oh, I always love that response. Oh, god damn. So awesome. I love when he filters shit in this album. Ooh. I forgot how much it breaks down. We're just hearing the cheers of the audience. Oh god, the notes are tripping me up, but again, such a dope, enticing bass line happening. Vocals setting the tone and the energy. Oh, it's just like suspended on one note. Such a master at building tension. God damn! It just feels more energetic than the first time. Oh, that flow, bah, bah, bah. That Joyride influence a little bit. Or maybe that was Habstrakt. And there we go, back to that motif. Ooh. Ooh, god damn. I'm just getting sweatier and sweatier. All right, that was Point, Habstrakt, and Nitepunk. House banger. The call and response and arrangement of the drop is what really sells this song. I think just like the moments where we just get the reese with no drums, when stuff's filtered, and then the subtle changes in the call and response to just create more tension and energy. It feels like the drop is like a sentence or like a conversation between basses, and it's like responding to each other in a very fulfilling, satisfying way. The other thing is the motif and the way that they build on the motif, starting out with the da 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 da, and it's kind of playing the bass line of the drop, and then there's just like so much layering and just really subtle vocal work. I mean, pretty much everything you can expect from a Nitepunk track. Amazing shit. Next, we're on with Tida, and holy shit, we're like barely even halfway through the album, which is fucking awesome. Not for my armpits right now and like my entire body, because I will be dripping with sweat by the end of this, but in terms of the first album ever, and it's like a perfectly fulfilling bite-sized amount of songs so that we don't feel like we're missing out on more Nitepunk, you know? See, all the vocals. So many vocals used. Oh, we got a feature on this one too, Tida. Oh, it feels processed similar to Witch, the Witch remix. I love how the vocals are processed. They're so unique sounding. Like familiar, but they have a weird sort of harmony going on. Oh, just building on those like tribal feeling drums. Oh man, the bass is just so mean. What the fuck is happening? Oh my god, this might be my favorite one. What the fuck? Just that. The bass is like talking to you. It's the weirdest fucking distortion ever. And it's so goddamn clean. I'm just fucking mind blown by this one. Jesus Christ. This is like future Nitepunk. Truly like something I haven't heard from Nitepunk before. Like familiar in a lot of ways. The vocals are so sexy. Oh, that snare. His drum flows are so interesting. Oh, god damn. This makes me never want to make just like standard kick, snare music ever again. It's just all so interesting. Oh, shivers, man. My whole body's shaking. It feels like a hug. Oh my god, if that had kept going, I straight up would have cried, dude. I'm like on the brink of crying. I don't know why that felt so emotional. That's fucking crazy. One tone, and it made me literally, I'm about to cry. Oh! Okay, now I want... Jesus! This is like the tears of this album. Like, this makes me really want to hear a Skrillex collab. I really hope Skrillex finds this album, hears this song, and it's like, I need to work with this guy. Cause that, oh my god, that was amazing. This is by far my favorite. I don't think I'm ever gonna make music the same way after hearing this album. It's just like everything feels so just not that good. compared. Now, obviously, it's important to say, like, don't compare yourself. At the end of the day, what's important is, like Nitepunk said, you feel like you're, 15 again, or whatever age you were when you fell in love with music and the things you thought were super cool. If your music makes you feel that way, then, like, that's all that matters. And it's not the best to compare yourself to people. But in terms of my goals in music, this is like holding a mirror to my own music, and I'm seeing like the sorts of feeling and energy and just polish that I'm missing in my own music, and it's showing what dubstep can be to me, which is just beautiful. It's rare that I hear albums like that, like just music in general, not even dubstep. The only other albums that I can think of that have made me feel this way are Quest for Fire by Skrillex, Brave by Joyride, Ulasil's Perceiver Part 1 album, and Getter's Visceral album. Those have been, like, in recent years, the biggest albums that have, like, personally influenced me and, like, shown me, oh my god, like, this is where you can take electronic music to. And that song was amazing. That song, I did not expect. Spider, I mean, I didn't know what to expect, but that song was amazing. That was my favorite, hands down. That just, something about the bass lines, oh my god, that was just phenomenal. All right, next we've got I'm Not Yours and You're Not Mine, Nitepunk featuring Yianna. And I think that's a really impactful statement that Tidal is making. I think it's really emotionally mature and very, like, progressive in the sense of the way people view relationships between each other. I don't want to quite say, obviously it's a polarizing way to phrase it, property, but it's like along the lines of like, you're mine, I'm yours. I don't know, there's a sort of maturity, I think, and not necessarily confidence, but like just a healthy way of viewing yourself and your relationship. And if you're viewing it like that, where it's like, we're just like two beings that love each other and are coexisting equally alongside of each other as we go through life, but we're also free at the same time to like be fully ourselves and all that. And I'm not trying to put intentions into what Nitepunk meant by this title. I just think that's a really profound title, and it's cool. It feels like he's putting a message into his music. So kind of a beautiful little title. That was my point. Sorry for that rant. This intro sounds familiar. I'm not sure if I've heard it before or not. It's very somber. Like the subtle transgating there. Or tremolo effect, whatever. So subtle. Oh, I've heard this. Oh, this is one of those more chill, relaxing ones. So good. Come on, camera, look down at me so I can sit down here. Whatever. I love whenever Nitepunk uses this style of lead. It's just like calling out. And the call and response, it's still, in a lot of these songs, the response is in the same vein as the call, and it's just the smallest resolve. Bro, this is like some R&B garage fucking, it's just so good. Oh, get it, girl, that's sick. Oh, I love that little percussion in the background. No, we don't. god, the movement in these basses. These melodies are so simple, but they feel like they're doing so much. Oh, I love the little glide at the end. See, subtle changes. And then we get a response phrase, just repeating. I love how much he uses these like drones that suck you into the next section. Such a vibe, just so vibey. Love that new melody. Bit crushed. Oh, I guess it's just for a second. Oh, so beautiful, so much space in this section. I love that all the outros are so pretty to listen to. Like I don't like just zone out at the outros. Okay, we got a vocal at the end here, so we're gonna wait a second. Dropping bombs. I don't know what that's from, but that's cute. So that's I'm Not Yours, You're Not Mine. And yeah, just really beautiful, vibey, more of a chill song. As you'll see later on in this album, one of the songs I'm most looking forward to because it's literally my all-time favorite Nitepunk song. It came out years ago and then he took it down and I thought it was just gone forever and it always made me sad. But basically my favorite Nitepunk song ever is this same sort of thing. Really chill, has these really vocal feeling but also like distorted guitar feeling, like just crying out leads that, I don't know, there's just this twang to his melodies. They feel emotional as fuck and like crying out. And I don't know, it's just like, I know Nitepunk has like a lot of R&B influences as well, so you can really see it in songs like this. There's like a soul feeling and there's R&B, like old school R&B, where it's just really like, there's just this soul and classiness to it. I don't know how to describe it, because also I'm not like an R&B head, so a little bit like grasping at straws here, but hopefully I'm kind of right with that analysis. But yeah, just beautiful, felt like a love song. Definitely I want to re-listen and fully like take in the lyrics and everything. I love that one phrase. It was pretty much saying like, we'll think about it tomorrow or deal with it tomorrow. I don't know, just a really nice song, a nice break from all of this energy. Next, we've got probably my favorite song he's released in the past like 2 or 3 years, which is Too Hot to Touch, and the vocals are fucking iconic. I love it, like instant classic. I hope you love it as much as I do. Let's get into it.
We're not like, you know, we're having fun being cool.
The vocals are so iconic in this.
I think having girlfriends is okay, but you know, we like to party, right? Guys like him, they don't like to party like we do, you know.
I really like trying to interpret what these different samples mean. And here we go, that break into some tension. I love this song so much. The call and response, there's so much energy, it's so mean. I love the space where he just comes out of the sub. It's such a complex sort of call and response. And the vocals so iconic. so much vocals.
We're having fun being cool. He's just doing different stuff. I think having girlfriends.
God, it's just so good. It's just so goddamn good.
Guys like him, they don't like to party.
I don't know if it's saying guys like me, we don't like to party. Like a little bit to me, it feels like what he's saying with some of these vocals is that I'm in the studio. I'm here to create. I don't know though, I might be interpreting that wrong. It just feels a lot like I'm not here to party. I'm here to get some shit done, make my impact. Ooh, okay. He changed the harmonics and we just give it more space. Oh, now the chords are coming in? Ooh, there's a subtle change. It's kind of going off. Now it's playing the drop melody. Oh my God. So many subtle little details. God, I love the harmonics of all of his distortion and basses. Oh, that was the reverbed I'm Too Hot. I'm not a huge fan of how loud the riser is, but that's awesome. See, that's what I'm talking about. The ends of his songs are like so marvelous. That was I'm Too Hot to Touch Right Now. Or actually, it was just Hot to Touch. But anyways, like I said, iconic vocal. I would say almost every single song here is timeless. Like Nitepunk, for years, he's done this, but even more so with this album, really showing the industry that you can still make timeless music with a long shelf life. Like a lot of these songs I've been listening to for years and they never get old. This song specifically, the vocals are so iconic. I'm too hot to touch right now. And then they're like, if you don't know, don't make me explain, or I forgot what I have to hear it to sing it, but I don't know. They're just like, especially the Too Hot to Touch Right Now, just such a perfect vocal. I love it. Very curious to know what it's sampled from. I'll probably make a video like going through all the different samples Nitepunk uses in this album because I think that'll be really interesting. So hey, subscribe to me if you want to see content like that. But anyways, it's between that and Spider. Those are my favorites. That song is just amazing. I can't get enough of it. And just the aggression, like just so fucking good. All right, next we've got Miracle. Pretty sure I've heard this one. Don't remember it off the top of my head, so hopefully it'll feel like a new experience. Yes, come closer, camera. Okay, I know this song. I can hear it by the flute. The vocals on this are phenomenal. And I just realized it's saying Miracle. I'm so stupid. I've heard this song so much. The timing of these vocals, so interesting. Oh, we're getting right into this shit. Okay. Those rave stabs. God, these like fake out moments are just all so polished and well done. I love this melody. Again, these bass lines. Oh, love the lead here. All of his leads are just so goddamn beautiful. Oh, this drop's about to go off. Okay, I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. Get ready. Yo, we're not there yet. This is still the build, I'm pretty sure. It's using the first drop or the bridge as a build. I love that yell. Oh. Okay, so I did think there was a different type of drop that was about to happen. My mistake. But still, the tension building was awesome. Really going to show how much these like pull you out of the drop for a second moments, how much they do for the song. Oh God, he makes it so easy to sample these songs. All right, that was Miracle. I would say that's my least favorite so far, but least favorite, take that with a grain of salt because it's still masterful and great. Just a really enjoyable sort of drum and bass fueled track. The drums felt very like Noisia-esque in terms of just the cleanliness and the softness. Same with the bass line too. Just a much more melodic, but also hard song. God, it was just beautiful. Just beautiful, not mind-blowing, but just a quality song, you know? And not every song has to be mind-blowing. The vocals, I think, really carried that, at least for me. Next, we've got Move Ahead, Looking to Better Days, I'm assuming. I don't know. Move Ahead, I'm curious to know what it's gonna be like. Honestly, from looking at the waveform, it looks like it might just be in like a interlude or something like that. So let's see what we get. Ba-da-ba.
The rest is pretty much like keep going. So you can move ahead. Yeah. It's now. Let's gonna be.
Wait, was that Nitepunk talking? Wait, wheel it back.
Just move ahead. Go. So you can move. The rest is pretty much like keep going. So you can move ahead. Yeah. It's now. Let's gonna be.
I definitely heard Lasha in there. I don't know if the one, like, so we can move ahead. I think it says this is an expression of me. I'm not 100% sure. But you know what that made me realize? What it might mean based on what we read in the beginning that Nitepunk posted. This album has kind of been a time capsule of the past like 5 or so years of his life. And so releasing this album, I feel like he's closing out a chapter of his life, moving ahead towards the future, which I think is beautiful. I fucking love when albums have meaning, you know, when there's substance behind it all. Not that I don't love cool albums that are just like cool music, but I don't know. I just love being able to connect to music in this way. Hopefully you're connecting in your own way or in the same way as me, whatever. But either way, let's move on with Nephilim's Drama. This is my all-time favorite song by Nitepunk. And yes, I'm sure he's put out, like, in your opinion, better songs than this, maybe, but none of them have like had the same impact on me. Before this song, I'd mostly heard like Nitepunk bass music, Nitepunk dubstep. This was the first melodic song I heard from him. Granted, he dropped this like 5 years ago. Like, this is old. And anytime I bring it up, nobody knows what I'm talking about. Anytime I've like for years in in like Discord, I've always been like, yeah, when everyone's talking about Nitepunk, their favorite Nitepunk songs, I'm always like, Nephilim's Drama, this song's amazing. And then I pull up like the one YouTube upload that exists of it and I show it to them. I'm assuming now it has a better mix and master, but this song is just truly touching. It gives me chills every time. The leads, everything. It's just a fucking beautiful song. And it makes me so nostalgic because this is the song that made me truly just fall in love, really connect with Nitepunk and see like the beauty in his music. So I'm definitely hyping it up here. I hope you guys have a great experience with it. Let's get into it. Oops. Oh, so one thing in the background. Here, wait. I need to pause it. I need to pause it for a second. This is something now I finally get to tell someone about this. It's just a cool thing that I know from talking to Nitepunk back in the day. So he made music when he lived in Georgia. He made music under the name Lasha Kicks because his name is Lasha. And at least in his words, he was kind of like the Skrillex of his country, just like a well-known musician who was like blowing up, I guess. I don't know. I'm just going by what he told me. And Lasha Kicks, you can hear it in the background. Fans at a show in Georgia are shouting, Lasha Kicks, Lasha Kicks. And I don't know, it was just like, he told me about this and it just made the song that much better. Just really, you can see the amount of history and love and intention that goes into his music. The little, like, just, you can tell how much his music means to him. Also, I know Nephilim's Drama is like something, not Shakespearean. I don't know. I think it means something. I think that's a reference to something. If you know it, please drop it in the comments, or Nitepunk, if you're watching, please tell me why you call it Nephilim's Drama. I actually never fully knew what that meant or understood it. I just know I love the song. Okay, with that being said, now listen for the Lasha Kicks in the background. Oh, I can't wait for this fucking lead. This is seriously I fucking love this song. Oh, I keep missing the timing. I love that. Oh, it's just so beautiful. Oh, he played the note that goes up with the bass. Second drop is a really sick evolution. This pad is amazing. Oh, he might have changed this section actually. Let me listen another second. Oh, here we go. Oh no, he changed it. Oh, damn. In the old one, there was a section, you could hear it in the background of the first part of the drop, where it's like, bam, 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 bam. I don't know how to. It was there. If you re-listen, you can hear it in the background. I used to love that part. This feels a lot more melodic. God, I can't get enough of this pad. So, that was Nephilim's Drama. Now, honestly, not gonna lie, I like the old version better. There's just like the subtle changes about this version, and I don't know if it's because I've heard the old version so much that it just feels like off to me on this one. So let me know your experience, but I just really miss the If you really want to know what I'm talking about, look up on YouTube Nephilim's Drama, and there's like an old one from years ago that exists online, and you can hear what I'm talking about, and then compare it. Let me know which you like better. Other than that though, I love it. Like the okay, I'm singing it horribly, but the point is, it's still beautiful. Still love it. But man, it just has me missing the original version. I feel like this is gonna be the only criticism I have during this whole album though, because other than that, it's great. I just really like the other version better. So a little tiny bit bummed about that. But if that's like the worst criticism I have, it's like not even that real of a criticism. It's more of just like nostalgia, making it hard to be objective. So that being said, we've got only 3 more songs. The next one being Sober. I don't know if Nitepunk has ever had like issues with substance abuse, or like I've never known him like that. So sadly, I don't have insight into why it's called this, but yeah, Sober. Ooh, this is super vibey. Oh shit. Is this just gonna be jazz? Oh, I really hope so. Oh, I don't think I've ever heard him get this chill. Oh, this subtle garage. Oh, I love it. That weird pitch bend. There was like a aggression for a second. Oh, that sound. Boom. The percussion, the reverb on the percussion. Oh, these vocals. Oh, they're playing almost like a chord progression. Oh, sick. A little counter melodies going on. God. These pads and the fucking Reese. It's gotta be so fun to make music like this. Like, just so beautiful. That was truly beautiful. That was sober. I love how the album is kind of winding down, it feels like. I like when albums feel like a journey. And man, that was just beautiful. That was just, I don't know, it was just so calm and relaxed and kind of like the same motifs over and over for the most part, but just done so pleasantly, and it was so polished. That was just truly one of the most beautiful songs I've heard this year, I think. Man, at this point, honestly, I mean, I feel like maybe it's too soon to say this, but I think I like this way more than the Skrillex album, to be honest. Kind of wild. I don't mean to compare artists, but damn, this is like phenomenal. Like all of these songs are phenomenal. Like this is like, I feel like just a collection of Nitepunk's best work. Like, I don't know, it feels like, I don't know, once in a generation music to me, you know? Like the same way like Prodigy was, the same way Aphex Twin, Noisia, Skrillex, like all of these greats over the years that just came out of the gate with like an album that defined an era and defined a genre and defined a movement. Like that's what this feels like to me. And I don't know, maybe part of that is because I've just been such a big fan over the years, and like I have a somewhat personal connection to Nitepunk, so maybe that creates an elevated experience in terms of how I connect to this music. So definitely curious, like that's something I've been thinking about the whole time, because I'm enjoying this music more than like most music I listen to. Like when he says that when he makes this music he feels like he's 15 again, like he's a child when he's making it. I feel like I'm butchering the way he said it, but I feel like this is a funny comparison, but I feel like when I used to listen to Eminem as a kid, I had a connection to Eminem and to some of the music I listened to when I was younger that, I don't know, this music makes me feel the same way as when I discovered some of my favorite artists as a kid. And it's just been a long time since I've heard music like that. Like I said, there's like Brave, the Ulasal is Perceiver Part 1, and like Skrillex did that a little bit, but the Skrillex album didn't feel quite like this. So I'm sorry to keep comparing them, especially to all my fellow Skrillex simps out there, but it's just the most recent body of work I've listened to that had a profound impact on me. So yeah, amazing stuff. That's my little rant right there. Next, we've got Black in Colors. I love this song. This song, it kind of felt to me, and this might also be a weird comparison, it felt like Phonon's E-M-M-E, E-Me. When he dropped that, it was kind of a separate thing from his normal discography, and it just felt like a melodic journey, felt like something that meant a lot to him. And I feel the same way about this song. I've heard this song quite a few times, and this song didn't really blow up. At least when I listened to it, I remembered it being one of the like less listened to songs of his discography. But just like Nephilim's Drama, I just found it to be really like truly beautiful and just a amazing little journey. So let's play Black in Colors by Nitepunk.
Waves flowing around free, color me in love. Never dull when you're beautiful. Guide me till I run. I'm cold and feeling. I'm frozen in the sun. Deeper thinking.
I don't know why, but this reminds me of Chase and Status for some reason. I love that little fill, by the way. Bassline is fire. Oh, the new piano layer at the end there. Oh, such quality layering with a lot of organic feeling instruments. I love how it goes between heavy and melodic. There's that fill. Honestly, I felt a Good Space vibe for a second by Skrillex. Like in terms of the arrangement. I love this fucking lead. Oh, this one also gives me shivers. Love this little bass line. It feels so uplifting. I know it's F minor, but it feels almost like a major bass line. Oh! God, the crescendo. Oh, I feel like this should be the end of the album. Oh, just so many shivers, bro. So many shivers. It's been such a fun journey. This is awesome. Oh, I want more of that. Man. So proud of this guy. It's just crazy. From literally like nobody in America knew who the fuck Nitepunk was, to, in my opinion, some of the best, most polished, just most impactful, most put together music. Jesus Christ, what's happening with my hair here? Anyways, basically what I was trying to say is this is some of the most interesting and just well-made electronic music. Like I've said it multiple times. I feel like I don't need to keep saying it. I'm just mind blown. Even though I've heard half of these songs, you just hear the whole project together. It's just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. And I don't know. I'm just fucking the hugest fucking Nitepunk simp out there, I guess. I love it so much. It's just so fucking awesome. I don't even have any good words to describe how great this music is. So we'll just continue with, sadly, the final track of the album, Better Off. Another collab between Nitepunk and Yianna. Yianna's vocals are amazing, so I'm excited for this one. Never heard it before. Don't know what to expect. Before we get into it, thank you all for coming on this little journey with me. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves as much as I have. And obviously, we all have Nitepunk to thank for this momentous occasion in the first place. But yeah, this music just impacts me on such a different level than a lot of music I listen to. It's so weird. Anyways, Better Off. Let's go.
All of these worlds they turn, leaving me here in time. I'm standing here alone.
Oh, so beautiful. Really captures that old, like, I don't even know what it feels nostalgic. I don't know what. God, these drums are so just bright and shimmery, but so clean at the same time. Oh, the harmonies with the vocals. Oh my God. Oh, so good. Poor Nitepunk. This feels like a story, actually. Because we had, with Yianna, I'm not yours, you're not mine. And then I feel like this finishes the sentence. I'm better off alone. Oh, the filter. Oh, love the melody playing in the background with the pads. Snare, just perfect. It's got the perfect amount of tail and white noise in the snare. There's a bunch of filtering movement. Good shit. Good fucking shit. Okay, go off. This melody's crazy. What the fuck? I can't tell if it's an actual guitar or not. It feels like an actual guitar, but knowing Lasha, he might have just fucking done this like on a piano or MIDI.
I've been down and out, hey, but now that I'm standing here on my own, I'm finally finding out, yeah, that I'm better off alone.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That was perfect. In the processing. Damn. This is gonna make me cry, bro. Oh, thank God these glasses hide my tears. What the fuck? Oh, these melodies, the distortion and the delay. God damn, I'm like actually fucking bawling my eyes out. What the fuck? Well, that was just freaking beautiful, man. Whew. Ah. Stupid emotions. Man, well, that's it, y'all. That was human. It felt really human. There was a surprising amount of organicness throughout all these songs. That last song, real quick, I want to just go off about that. That was beautiful. And I feel like, I don't know what his intentions were in terms of the context of Better Off Alone, but I found it really relatable as someone who had, I would say probably similarly to Lasha, but maybe in a different way, a rough childhood. And especially as an adult, I've been very disconnected from my family, partially because of that rough childhood. Like, I was a foster kid and stuff. So I've learned through life, like, for the most part, until I met my girlfriend, I've always felt like I'm better off alone. Like, you get so used to being alone, to being oh shit. This is like got me emotional as fuck. You get used to being the person that, the only person that you can rely on. Like, I assume, like for Lasha, again, I don't know if this is the context he's talking about it. He might be talking about in a relationship, but even Lasha's like coming to a country on your own. I'm sure you kind of end up feeling the same way, as like you're just kind of alone, you against the world, and fighting your own adversity, trying to bring your visions and your dreams into reality. So, holy shit. Damn. I don't think I've ever had an album, like a song even, make me straight up bawl my eyes out like this, other than like one Eminem song when I was a kid. That's crazy. I'm like straight up, I can't even stop the tears. Whew. Anyways, amazing album. As you can tell, this is probably one of the greatest albums I've ever heard. I think we should all petition to get Anthony Fantano to hear this. This is truly phenomenal music. I think it extremely transcends EDM. I couldn't be more proud of Nitepunk. Just phenomenal. 10 out of 10 album. There's like Nephilim's Drama, I was sad about the change, and Miracle was like the most mid. It's not a mid track, but just my least favorite. Every other track I loved like 100%. So I guess it's a 9.9 out of 10 album based on those criticisms. But yeah, that was just fucking amazing. I don't really have much else to say. It just really shows the full extent of Nitepunk's range as an artist. And as you can hear, those songs have the same amount of polish as Noisia does. And just hearing it all together, you really see the amount of work and polish that he put into this music. Everything's so clean, so well mixed, so intentional. There's these little moments throughout where there's like these new layers, even if it's just for a second, vocals in the background. Like these songs are so full of life, and I feel like that really like ties back to the title, Human. So yeah, that'll be it for this part human, part alien. Definitely want to know what you guys thought. Again, leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Spread the album around. Nitepunk should be one of the biggest artists in this scene, hands down. Dude is just a phenomenal artist. Like everything from his visuals, I already said all this. I can't stop hyping up Nitepunk. Just truly just a phenomenal being in this world, and it gives me so much inspiration. God damn, I've never been this emotional in a review. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it there and go cry in a corner, and I'll see you all very soon. Make sure to check out the description for the streaming link. I also make music, although it's nowhere on the scale of this, but if you ever want to support me, check out the sorts of music I make. Feel free to go check out all my information. Also join the Discord. Let's discuss the album. I have a lot of editing ahead of me, but it's probably one of my favorite reviews I've ever made, like even before editing. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys very soon. Goodbye, humans.